When I first thought of moving to DFW, I definitely wanted to know the pros and cons of different areas surrounding DFW. So today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Fort Worth. Hi friends, I'm Makenzie Evans and I'm a local DFW real estate agent who provides valuable information on all things real estate. Welcome to my channel, where you will get weekly videos teaching you tips and tricks about the real estate market and talking about the various neighborhoods here in DFW. If this is your first time to my channel, please like and subscribe below to see more of my content. All right, let's get started. Today I'm going to start with the cons and end on a high note with the pros of living in Fort Worth. So for con number one, weather. If you are from Texas, you know it can be extremely hot, especially in the summer months. I'm talking that over 100-degree weather, I'm just angry and don't want to do anything hot. Drinking lemonade all day kind of hot. Or walking from your house to your car drenched in sweat kind of hot. I think you get my point. Or at least you will in a hot second if you're here in the months of July and August. It's currently September of 2022 and we have already seen 50 days of over 100-degree weather, which isn't uncommon here in Fort Worth. In the winter months, we typically only get a few snowstorms, but also have a few warm days sprinkled throughout, so that's nice. However, it's true we completely shut down if there's any forecast of ice. I'm talking schools, businesses, and even restaurants shutting down. And I know this sounds weird for those of you coming from the north or heavy snow states, but you will be told by everyone, and I do mean everyone, to drip your faucets. Our pipes freeze here with a capital F. Why? Our plumbing isn't as insulated and exposed pipes tend to burst when they thaw. Another reason we shut down when it's icy here is because we just aren't used to driving on icy roads. And here in Texas, on our 5 to 8 lane highways, 75 really means 90 to us. So do we really want people trying to do that on icy roads? I know I don't. Which leads me to con number two, which is the traffic. We are so spread out here in Fort Worth. And I mean, you can be driving for over an hour and still be in the DFW Metroplex. We are galaxies away from things. Or at least that's what it feels like to me sometimes. So I hope that you have a good audiobook or playlist while you're driving. And like I mentioned before, we like to go fast here. The right lane really means go 75, and the left lane means get out of my way if you're at least not going 80 miles per hour. I myself can be a little, maybe just a little bit guilty of this at times. The last thing I want to mention about the traffic is our public transportation system. We do have options like the Trinity Metro bus and the TEX rail, but our transit score here in Fort Worth is really low. I mean, 24 out of 100, according to walkingscore.com. So I highly recommend having your own car if you plan on moving here to Fort Worth. You may run out of friends pretty quickly if you're relying on others to pick you up for rides. It doesn't even need to be a nice car. My husband drives a 2007 Honda because he refuses to pay a lot of money for cars. So on that tangent note, let's talk about con number three, which is the Fort Worth ISD system. Fort Worth ISD is a huge school district with both high and low ranking schools. If school systems are important to you, I recommend doing a little research on the ISD systems for the areas you're interested in. There are great websites like niche.com or greatschools.com that can give you more information about everything from test scores to diversity of the school, teacher ratings, and even ratings for sports and extracurricular activities, just depending on what's most important to you and your family. If public school is a no-go for you, we do have alternative options including charter school, private schools, Montessori academies, and homeschooling programs. If you need help or assistance finding the right ISD for you or alternative option, of course, I'm always happy to help. For my last con of the day, let's talk about taxes in Texas. Say that 10 times fast. Here in Texas, we do have a little bit higher sales and property tax. However, we don't pay state income taxes. And just for reference, because we do have a lot of people coming in from California, if you are in California, you can be paying anywhere from 1 to 12% in state income tax, depending on the tax bracket you're in, compared with our 0% here in Texas. Our average property tax rate here in Fort Worth, or at least Tarrant County specifically, is 2.1%. Now, this can vary depending on the county you're looking at, so we definitely can provide that information for you. So enough about taxes. Let's get to the fun part, the pros of living in Fort Worth. So for pro number 1, the cost of living. The cost of living here in Fort Worth is low compared to other states or even other cities in Texas. You will find that you get a little bit more bang for your buck here in Fort Worth than even from our neighbors to the east living in Dallas. Our current average home price here in Fort Worth as of August 2022 is around $395,000 compared to $475,000 in Dallas County. So who doesn't like their dollars to stretch a little or go a little further? Which leads me to pro number 2, job opportunities. There are so many major companies moving here to the Fort Worth area, including Caterpillar, Chevron, TI, and Goldman Sachs, just to name a few. A few of the leading industries you'll find here are aviation, oil and gas, IT, financial services, and healthcare. So if you're looking for more job opportunities with upward mobility, Fort Worth is a great place to start your search. Next is one of my favorite things about Fort Worth, pro number 3, culture and entertainment. The cultural district here in Fort Worth includes museums like Modern Art Museum, the Kimball Art Museum, the Museum of History and Science, and many more. So if you are an art and history buff, be sure to go check out one of those museums. Not far from the cultural district, you will find the Fort Worth Botanical Gardens and the Fort Worth Zoo, which are 2 great activities for families and people of all ages, especially the Fort Worth Zoo. It's rated the top zoo here in Texas, according to TripAdvisor, and several reviewers claim that it even rivals that of the zoo in San Diego. So, should we take a poll? See which one wins? If you like sports, we have several professional teams here in DFW. Now, their stadiums are not all in true Fort Worth, but I still feel like it's worth mentioning since most of the stadiums are between Fort Worth and Dallas. So, of course, we have the Dallas Cowboys, located in Arlington, if you are a huge football fan. Next, we have the all-new, all-indoor Global Life Field, if you want to go watch the Rangers play baseball. Then we have Colonial, is held annually at the Colonial Country Club for those of you who love golf. And lastly, but not least, are the Dallas Stars, for those few here in Texas that like hockey. I'm kidding. We think we have several hockey fans here in the South. Then, of course, we have the stockyards. If you are coming from out of state, you will want to put on your cowboy or cowgirl boots and visit Billy Bob's to get your two-stepping on. A few of the other live music venues I personally like in the stockyards are Second Rodeo and the new Hotel Drover, which both recently opened. Now, let's get into pro number 4, Dallas versus Fort Worth. I put this in the pros section, but really it just depends on the stage of life you're in and what you're looking for. I didn't grow up here in DFW, and now I have lived in both Dallas and Fort Worth. So I feel like I have a little less biased opinion when it comes to living in one city over the other. I would say Dallas definitely has a fast-paced glitz and glam feel, whereas in Fort Worth, you'll get more of a laid-back vibe. When my husband and I first moved to DFW, We love living in Dallas and being out with all the young, single professionals. Now that we are married and starting a family, we've really enjoyed living here in Fort Worth. Again, so it depends on what you're looking for. In Fort Worth, we still have plenty of downtown areas, 3 of which include Magnolia Street, where you'll get more of an urban coffee shop vibe. There's 7th Street with more of a bar, nightlife vibe. And then, of course, we've already talked about the Stockyards with more of a country, southern vibe. So again, there's plenty to do here in Fort Worth, depending on what you're looking for. And my last but not least pro of the day are of annual events. There are so many festivals going on year-round here in Fort Worth. 2 of my favorite include the Fort Worth Main Street Arts Festival and Mayfest. The Fort Worth Main Street Arts Festival is free to attend in April every year. This festival includes artists, performers, live music, and food vendors for a 4-day celebration. You can enjoy oil paintings, sculptures, and other types of art created by local artists here in Fort Worth. Mayfest takes place, of course, in May in Trinity Park near the Fort Worth Zoo. Now, this festival is not free, but it includes 3 music stages, 4 performing arts stages, an arts and crafts area, carnival rides, and several food and drink vendors. So be sure to go check those out. And let me know in the comments below which annual events are your favorites here in Fort Worth. If you've made it this far and loved the content, click that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss when I download my next videos. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.